Season 2 of The Masked Singer is blossoming into a pretty intense one, and it's getting harder and harder for judges and audience members to spot who's the best of the best. Things got emotional for several of the performers and judges last night, plus the Smackdown has officially made its return. So, here's your recap of Season 2, Episode 8 of The Masked Singer, and who we think is behind each mask of the remaining celebrity contestants. Before we let this video out of the doghouse though, go hit subscribe. We see you commenting every week, so show us you've got more bark to that bite. Episode 8 brought Flamingo, Leopard, Flower, and Rottweiler to the stage, and guest Joel McHale to the judges panel. First to perform was the Flamingo, and she blew everyone out of the water with Lady Marmalade by Patti LaBelle, which is kind of ironic, but we'll get back to that. Robin called her performance not only better than the Rottweilers last week, but
that was by far the best this season.
And, well, Jenny pretty much summed all our feelings about it up.
I'll see you in the finals, girlfriend.
Yeah. Needless to say, the Flamingo definitely got a bit choked up after all that praise. You go, girl. Next up was the Leopard, and the judges were feeling this performance of September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, but no amount of disco dancing could save this crazy cat from the final vote from the audience, and he was sent to the Smackdown. The Flower followed with a soulful rendition of Alone by Heart, and even that got Nicole teary-eyed. The Thingamajig should watch out a majig for this one. But unfortunately for the Flower, Rottweiler blew her away with Grenade by Bruno Mars, sending the Flower to meet the Leopard in the Smackdown. Smackdown time! The Leopard proved yet again that he can perform even better under pressure, and we honestly do wish he was our girlfriend after his performance of Don'tcha by the Pussycat Dolls. But the Flower came to play, giving us a powerful rendition of Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. It seems the Leopard already had the audience's eye though, and they officially voted to keep him in the game for another round, which means it's time to see who's behind the Flower mask. But first, the clues. This round, the Flower hinted in her career she's always been changing, holding up a heart that read "For Sale." She then said sometimes you just gotta try something new, diving into a pool that had a perfume bottle resting at the bottom. We then see two people playing patty cake, followed by 4 dominoes with the numbers 1, 9, 4, and 4. By the end of the night, Ken of course was still on the Bjork train and Joel guessed Dionne Warwick, but Robin, Jenny, and Nicole all finally caught on to the Flower's scent, guessing the legendary Patti LaBelle, which it was. I've been calling this one from the first time we saw her. She's sung in a few different groups throughout her career, also going between genres during that time. She has her own perfume, was born in 1944, and well, the patty cake in the clue package was just too easy. Well done, Ms. LaBelle. We're sad to see you go. But there are still 3 contestants that survived this round, and we know exactly who each of them is. First up, the Flamingo. Her clue package this round took place in her fantasy home that she called her chateau. In it hung a picture of the Eiffel Tower and the Taj Mahal. She then spoke some more Spanish and had a mariachi band, hinting at her Latin roots. Finally, she showed us cutouts of 4 people, probably kids. The judges thought she could be Fantasia, Bella Thorne, Jillian Michaels, or Adrienne Bailon, and honestly, there's no way this pink performer isn't Adrienne Bailon. She calls her Parisian-inspired house Chateau Houghton, and she got engaged to her now husband Israel Houghton in Paris, and is now stepmother to his 4 kids. Plus, she has strong Latin roots that she's always been proud of. We see you, chica. Next up, the Leopard was a bit more indirect with his clues this time, but it was nothing we couldn't get our claws on. He said, "When I was a teenager, I set myself free for the first time." Since then, he said he's treated the world as his catwalk. He then hinted he's traveled from New York to Paris while someone walked by with a bullhorn that had a British-Australian flag on it. Finally, we see more references to paparazzi and one of the backup people holding a bat in the background. Well, the judges think he could be Jamie Foxx, Donald Glover, Alec Baldwin, or Seal, and let me just seal the deal for you right now and tell you that it's definitely singer-songwriter Seal. Not only did his song Kiss from a Rose win a Grammy for Record of the Year, but it also gained most of its popularity after it was remixed for Batman Forever. Nicole guessed the catwalk reference was about his ex-wife, Heidi Klum, and we're gonna have to agree. In fact, he performed with Klum at the Victoria's Secret fashion show in 2007. Plus, Seal has performed all over the world, including Paris and New York, and in 2012, he was one of the vocal coaches on the Australian version of The Voice. Signed, sealed, delivered, you're ours, Seal. Finally, the Rottweiler's clue package hinted that he's terrified of the judges finding out his real identity and then judging him because of it. He said he's been training hard while showing off boxing gloves that read Boxing Day and a mouthguard that reads Platinum. He then says everything is zen while posing on a yoga mat, followed by a calendar that has September circled and 4 awards. Well, the judges are still out in the doghouse with their guesses on this Masked Singer. They think it could be Darren Criss, Gavin Rossdale, Billy Joel Armstrong, or Mario Lopez?
Why?
Why not, Ken? Your explanation made no sense.
Don't worry guys, we got this. This dog is definitely Chris freaking Daughtry. It could be a little nerve-wracking going from losing American Idol to some legal trouble with former bandmates to performing on The Masked Singer. Hell, I'd be worried about judgment too. Chris was also born on Boxing Day in 1979, has a song called September with Daughtry, and the band has 2 platinum albums. Daughtry is also pretty into fitness, so I wouldn't be surprised to find out he does some Zen yoga in his free time. What do you think? Are we just ruffling feathers or are we barking up the right tree with these guesses? Let us know in the comments, and as always, hit subscribe while you're down there. We're in the final stretch of season 2, which means we're only getting better at our guesses, so you don't want to miss anything here on CinemaBlend.